For those who don't know, I run a podcast every week Wednesday, 6:30 Eastern Time, called Too High for Stupid. I do this show with fellow YouTuber Smokey MCC, and during it, we cover the weekly happenings of people in our videos. So I was pretty shocked when during last week's show, I suddenly get a call from Jupiter the Hybrid. When I left Jupiter a voicemail asking for paranormal help, I had no idea that he would call me back during the show. And what proceeded was 45 minutes of him saying some of the craziest things he ever has. Now, if I don't exactly sound like my usual self, it's because I'd had quite a few drinks that night, and this event was completely unplanned. But still, we captured some very interesting moments, and I hope that you all enjoy, at least to the extent one can with subject matter like this. Yo, I'm getting a call from Idaho.
Oh, fuck. Answer.
Yes, this is Alphonse.
So I will have him go out. I'll have him, send somebody out. One of our buddies, maybe, who may be in the area. So we'll
is this working?
But,
yes.
Yeah. We'll try to get this done. We'll try to get out and get your case taken care of. Just as long as you're willing to pay a fee to help, yourself. Pay us a small fee to help us,
Yeah, this line is actually working, so we can discuss it here. I'm just hearing loud noises in my basement, and I'm afraid. Like,
can you tell me what kind of noises, like bangings, rappings, that sort of thing?
Honestly, like a lot of rapping, just like I don't know if you ever read the Edgar Allan Poe book, but yes, a lot of rapping on my door, and
a lot of voices, like demonic sounding voices or voices of your loved ones, right?
Yeah, people say, I hear voices saying that it's the devil, and they're there to extract judgment upon me.
Huh. You've got yourself quite the case. Wow. So tell me, how long has this been going on, my friend?
Probably ever since I moved into the house, and I'm a devout Satanist. I'd like to say that out front. Like, I worship the devil. I'm just not seeking any of his awful benefits. I mean, I just feel I don't know how to explain it, Corbin, but I did not expect this to happen.
Well, when you play with demonic beings, you don't expect much from them except they're hateful and full of spite. You must have done something to piss him off. You might have offered the wrong offering or something, but this is a telltale case. If I remember correctly, this is a case of demon-enhanced, like, anger and whatnot. You must have angered the being somehow. I don't know how, but I know you somehow angered the being. But to be honest with you, if you did anger said being, then maybe I could try to help you figure out how to exorcise said being away from your house. But the thing is, I don't know much about the situation, so me and CJ will try to figure this out. But as long as you're willing to pay us for our work to try and help us, grow our little business venture.
I just have a question. I know about you, of course, but who is CJ?
Oh, right. I didn't mention him. He's my second. He's my man. He's my other guy who him and I wanted to start this business when we were in high school, and now that we got our first client to call us and tell us about stuff, I will have to contact him to see if he can deal with it directly, and then I can have it, because he's basically our archivist. He archives and makes sure that we take care of the case. He's the guy to call to archive this case. So he's my second in command, so to speak. He is my right-hand man,
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to make sure, because this seems like a very scary case, and along the lines of like just things I've heard, absolutely amazing things about your business, but there are certain videos floating around about you in particular online. I just want to talk to you before I have you in my home. You sound like a safe individual. There are just these things online.
I did some questionable things, okay? Who hasn't? you know. But yes, I will attempt to reach out and see what I can do. But is there anything
I'm sorry to
else?
cut you off. Just for my own sake, yeah, what are those questionable things?
I forget. It's
If
been a
you could
while
just
since
be as honest as possible. I mean, I'm not here to judge. I've done some things myself.
You probably see my TikToks apologizing for the shit I've done and trying to move on. Well, let's just say the videos you saw of me talking to underage individuals was kind of a true thing, but it was a long time ago. I tried to let it go. I've been living my life others ever since then, living better as a person. But anyway, back to our case at hand.
Yeah.
Are there any other things going on, like weird scratches all over your body or on your back or something? Because I could go into that.
If I'm being completely honest, I've seen like I have a couple kids, and I've seen some of their toys come to life and try to solicit me for sex, but I don't know how to respond to any of it.
Like, what toys do you mean? Like, give me like a rundown of the toys that have been active, have been looking like they came to life and whatnot. I need your
I am a fan of this isn't. Are you sure you won't make fun of me?
bro. I'm here to be impartial. I'm not gonna judge you.
Well, I'm a fan of the show My Little Pony, and I have a collection of some pony like figurines and other stuff, and I've really like it's gonna sound crazy, but like they've been looking at me weird.
Yeah, I get it. They've been watching you cross the room. Their eyes and their heads would be turning and watching you as you walk across the room. I understand that one. I get that one perfectly. It's standard case. It's possession. Standard case. I get those a lot. I get possession a lot.
Yeah.
I've read about possessions and whatnot and seeing how they've turned out. But you're a fellow brony, and I applaud you for bringing that up. I'm not going to laugh because I too am one.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I don't say it publicly because of shit I've been through and the way people are treating me and whatnot. So I don't really make it public. There are a few people who know about it but don't like to talk. But I don't like talking about them to anyone in particular because I'm afraid people are going to laugh or judge me. So.
Yeah, I understand that. Personally, I like it's just been it's been such a struggle. I mean, online people have been really getting on my case over this, and it's honestly had bigger of an impact on my life than the whole paranormal thing.
Tell me, what other things have been strange around your house? Have you noticed anything else strange, like weird, like colors on the wall or something, like any like blood writing on the walls or whatever? Have you noticed that?
Are you serious? Like that's a thing. That's a symptom of this. Because
yeah, if there's writing on the walls, or if your reflection when you turn away has turned around to look at you and it looks all wrong, that's still, it's still part of the, I'm just getting a case, I'm getting a feel for what's happening, so that way I can, send help if I can, send CJ a text and say, hey, we have our first case, it's over in Kansas, can we have someone go out there and check it out, or should we start hiring people worldwide, because I would really love to have you on our team, because you seem like you're going to be someone who would help us out with this. So if you'd like, you could join our little side business, our side venture, and be one of our, one of our believers.
I could help you?
Yeah, you could basically help us get a feel for things, because you said you're a Satanist, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like with that evil stuff, but yeah.
I understand.
I definitely like have an appreciation for the dark arts.
Hey man, no judgment, man. We could use someone like you. If you'd like to join our team, you're more than welcome. We're hiring right now. There's just 2 of us for now, but we're looking to hire more people. We don't really have a mobile base yet, but if you have a good place for us to have like a base of operations wherever you are and just set up a small base and have,
Yes.
we could send you out.
Yes.
Or we could send you out US wide to hire people onto our team and whatnot, and we could grow our little organization. But yes, I understand your case exactly as you put it. It's a possession. Those figurines and stuffed animals, they are possessed by whatever you conjured into your home. Meaning that this is more than just a poltergeist. This is standard case. I'm intrigued. Tell me more about what's going on in your home. Like, what else is going on? Like, tell me more so I have a good feel. You know, I'm trying to get out there. You know, I'm trying to, grasp the concept.
I'd just like to say, I'm sorry to cut you off. Just first off, like, thank you for the offer. As a Satanist, I don't get very many job offers. I'm discriminated against quite often. And just you offering this to me is so tolerant, so accepting, and
that's the way we are here in Idaho. We're kind people. Don't think we're gonna count you.
I just my thing. You know what kind of had me apprehensive was just the things I've heard online. I watched this video from a guy called Kibi Tapes, and he was saying that you were a pedophile and that you were doing all this stuff, so I was reluctant to contact the organization in the first place.
That's bullshit. I wouldn't dare harm a child, and even if I did.
Have you seen this video?
Yes, I saw I was in the interview when it happened.
I see.
Literally in the interview.
I see.
Yeah, they were interviewing me. Anyway, sorry to...
No, I just had to make sure. I mean, let's get back to the paranormal stuff. I mean, voices, loud noises, kind of, you know what's been the most, the worst, I would say, is probably like, I'll be sitting in a dark room and like a chair will start rocking or something, or a blind will start moving or something like that. And that's what really scares me.
Yeah, because there are no windows or doors open to actually cause that. I get that. I understand.
Yeah.
So, so if you join our little organization, then you can take care of this case, be one of our first field operatives. We could use you as an example.
Oh, that sounds awesome. But like, I just keep hearing all this stuff online about you, and if we could just clear it up all right now, like I'd feel a million times better about joining the organization, because I've heard you, like...
Now that I am not a child predator, I did it because I was drunk and I was lonely at the time. I was drinking heavily. I had just lost my uncle recently and was drinking heavily to try and numb my pain, to try and get away from it all. And I was drunk. I wasn't sleeping right. I was just in this slump, and it caused me to do some things that I regret.
So you are a pet, but that's in the past.
Yeah, it's in the past. Let it be there. That's what I like to say, is let the past be in the past. Let your past die and be there in the past,
Yeah.
Let it be in the past.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's got nothing to do with paranormal investigation, of course. It's just like, I just keep hearing all this stuff online, and especially like...
With your emotions, though, spirits can latch onto you if your emotions are...
So I need to not watch these videos?
You just need to ignore them. They're just trying to get a negative reaction. They're trying to rattle people.
I see.
They're just trying to get a reaction. I'm not even bothered by it anymore. I just stopped caring.
Yeah, I mean,
ignore the stupid shit. But anyway, back to the case. Is there anything else that has been going on,
Yeah, like, when I wake up, I just feel strange things have happened to me.
You wake up and there's scratches on your body. You can't identify where they came from.
It's bad. Like, things I wouldn't even want to talk about. It's just bad.
I understand. I get it. I understand. So to get rid of this, satiate it, since you conjured it, to break the contract, you must offer something.
Okay.
Something that means a lot to you. Something that's part of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And if you give that item to said being, and say, I wish to break our contract, here is a peace offering, I offer this to you, they will take that offering and leave you be.
So, like, you know, I have done a little interview on, but it'd be like for you with your girlfriend. You offer that up.
Exactly. You offer what
Yeah.
is closest to your heart, like
Yeah.
a small memento of sorts.
I had a question too. Like I've heard that love is one of the most power. Like, do you have a significant other that like inspires you to fight this evil?
My significant other is a girl who was by the name of Abby, but she stabbed me in the back. So I went with another girl by the name of Satori. She is an heiress to a millionaire, and her and I fell in love, and we started chatting. And I'm doing this because I don't want this.
Ask
I
how
don't
old
want
she is.
anything bad to happen to her. I don't want any evil to rub off on her. I love her wholeheartedly. I really do.
Yeah,
and
but
I don't want this evil to end our relationship. You know, I don't want anything negative to happen to her.
yeah, I just have a legitimate like. How old is she? Like, she
is in my age range. So
okay. So like, let's get a number. Like I don't know. I know it's a weird like question from we're just gonna be employer, we're gonna be employee. I feel like we should just. I'm sorry, I've heard all these crazy things about you online.
It's all right. It's fine. It's fine, dude. It's fine. She is like 19, 20-ish now, if that. So it's good. She's of age. She told me, and I believe her because otherwise, if she was lying, I would know right off the bat. But I can tell she was being sincere.
Yeah.
I could tell in her voice whenever she would call me as her sincere heart, and I could tell in her voice she was being sincere.
And all these things, like I hate to keep going back to the Kiwi Tapes video, but I just saw so much crazy stuff in it. I mean, that guy really like what do you think about that guy?
The guy just literally laid into me, had nothing on me, and was contacting my loved ones, trying to get me into more shit. And I've just been ignoring him. I don't even like him anymore. I don't even talk to those people.
Yeah, you don't even talk to him?
I stopped talking, and I quit, I quit giving a shit because the more I give in to their trying to get me in trouble, the more likely I am to get into trouble.
Yeah. I mean, but would you say that you did those things? Like, some of those crimes? I mean, it's in the past, but did you do those things?
No. Hell no.
No. Back to the case, though, like, I've really, like, when I was in my kitchen the other day, I had, like, shit jangling around and, plates breaking. Does that mean I have a violent poltergeist on my hands?
You have a violent entity, yes, and this one definitely won't leave you alone until you appease it.
What do I have to do to appease it?
Give it something that you love, some piece of, whether it be a stuffed animal, something that you got when you were a kid that is part of you. If you offer it that, then it will,
It's the stuffed animals that I feel like are possessed. I mean, I have tons of them. Like I said before, I'm a big My Little Pony fan. Not really of the current generation, but the last generation, like Gen 5, And I don't know if it's like some spirit that hates my love for ponies or hates me, but it's so angry.
Yes, but let me explain something to you.
Okay.
You give in to that desire of that certain being,
mm-hmm.
The one that's actually asking for sexual favors, that is a succubus.
Okay.
Do not be fooled.
Would you consider Linda a succubus?
Something like that.
Okay.
But do not be fooled by those creatures, because succubi are very, very dangerous.
I see.
When they get...
Ask about Linda's Discord.
They drain the life out of them through their semen.
I was going to ask, too, since we're just on it, I know I've been asking you a lot of uncomfortable questions, but Linda's Discord, people are asking if Linda Binda had minors in her Discord, and, if you were, like, maybe, like, at some point in your past, of course, talking to these minors.
That was a long time ago. I let it be.
I see. But there were kids in Linda Binda's Discord who you were talking to?
That wasn't her Discord. It was a Discord I made a long time ago.
Okay.
It'll be on my laptop and on
But
my
what
old
about
phone.
hers though? Was he
But
ever
I'm
in it?
hoping one day to
But-
close their news.
But you see, I went into the Linda Discord like a couple weeks back, and I was just curious. Like, have you ever been in there?
No, I don't talk to her. I cut contact.
But we're like in the past. Were you ever in there?
No, I never would.
Never in the Linda Binda Discord.
Nope.
Yeah, about the case.
Well, what have you been offering to appease said entity? What have you been offering?
Well, I haven't been offering much. I mean, I've just really been trying to pray to the devil and getting the devil to like appeal all of these issues that I've been having in my house, because usually it works, but for some reason this time it's not.
Yeah, he must be tired.
I see.
He must be in a mood.
Have you ever spoken to the devil?
You do realize you're talking to one of his demonic offspring.
You're a devil spawn?
Yes, I am his heir to the throne, his son.
I see. You're the Antichrist.
In hell, I'm Lucile.
Luciphile?
Lucile.
Okay.
Lucile.
Okay. Luciphile. Okay. So what does that entail? Like, what happens?
He's been in a mood lately, Father. He's been in a mood. Really bad mood.
I see.
Yeah, he's been in a really, really bad mood. I guess that's why everything's happening to you, is because he's in a mood. I don't know why, but he's just been in a foul mood lately, and I'm kind of scared to ask why, because every time I ask, he gives me this look like you don't want to know, or gives me this glare that says "shut your mouth."
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
I'm scared of the guy. I'm scared of him because he can be rather scary.
So as a Satanist, you're basically my Jesus. You're the son of the devil.
Well, one of them. He has multiple offspring.
I see.
I'm one out of millions.
I see.
With a woman.
So I could be a devil spawn.
He gave me my powers due to me being a powerful reality keeper. I keep reality from shattering.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he gave me. He's the one who made me into the reality keeper I am.
I see. So is that like you can change reality to where like you're a vampire werewolf?
I'm a vampire werewolf hybrid mixed with a dragon and also part of the devil's family. So,
I see.
Yeah, my demon half is kind of like, you know the game Devil May Cry?
Yeah, Dante, yeah.
Yeah, Dante and Virgil. I'm kind of like them.
Wow. You're so basically Devil May Cry is your life?
Well, technically speaking, my devil powers are 100%, while half of my other powers, like the dragon powers I have, are only, 95?
Yeah.
My werewolf vampire powers, they are at a 99 percentile work. That's why my devil abilities are 100%, is because all my other ones are kind of base stat, you know?
A question though, is it the devil or the dragon side that has gotten you accused of pedophilia? Like, which side of your bloodline would you say has
I'm gonna be honest with you, it was the devil side that made me do it because I was drunk.
I see. I've also heard you were high off nicotine. Could you describe what it's like being high off nicotine?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It feels weird. Like, it's like
Maybe check the private chat.
But way more intense.
Okay. Continue.
You know how people smoke marijuana in other states other than Idaho?
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
But it makes you it makes you hallucinate. It literally fucks with your brain and makes you hallucinate. And yeah, it was weird at the time. I did that one other time when I was living off of 12th down here in Idaho. I was living on 12th Avenue at the time, and I had 4 different nicotine levels in my vape, and I took a hit, and throughout the night I was taking hit after hit after hit, and then finally I got high as fuck, and I was looking up at the ceiling, and my roommate came around, And he's like, Corbin, are you high right now? And I go, what? And he goes, are you high right now? A little bit. And the whole time I was hallucinating. Like, for real. I was literally gone. My brain was toast.
That's crazy. I mean, anybody could do anything in that state.
Exactly. So I was I had 2 3s and I believe a 6 that was mixed in.
Yeah.
When I did all that stuff that I was accused of.
I see.
2 3s and a 6.
So you actually did message the minors, but it's in the you were high.
It was under the influence of.
I see.
Nicotine.
You see, I've actually, like, I've done a lot of research into this, and whenever drunk drivers like mow down people in the streets, they're usually let off on the fact that they were intoxicated. So, like, you're completely correct.
Yes, I was drunk. I was under the influence of drugs. I was under the influence of drug and alcohol. Because nicotine is kind of a drug, so.
So what's with the Linda drama? I mean, I keep, since we're just like chatting around like bros now, we're technically coworkers. What's with the Linda drama?
I don't really know. She found me a long time ago, and ever since then, people are like, "You've only been relevant because of her." No, I made myself relevant. You idiots.
Yeah, I mean,
I got your case. I will send it back. I will send it to CJ once I get a chance to reach out to him. I know his house phone number, so I can give him the case, and then I'll tell him that I hired you.
But I'm sorry. Just before we confirm, can I just get you? I feel like such a prick asking you to keep recounting this, but like, just before we do business, just before we seal the deal, become partners, coworkers, could you just recount to me like all the controversy you've been through? Then we can stop. Just in your own words, recount what happened. Just be honest. What's in the past is in the past. Please.
I can tell that you're working as a counselor. I can tell just by you asking me stuff like that.
What?
Yeah, you're a psychiatric kind of guy, aren't you?
No, I'm sorry. I've read some books and I have a big interest in the paranormal. My thing is I have a big, like, I'm trying to start my own brand, and when I attach it to someone like you that's had controversy, I just want to know the ins and outs.
Well, the controversy started back in 2023, because back then I was a bit younger, not a bit wiser, I was kind of a stupid kid. I did a bunch of shit. And the only thing I tried to do was strive to be a better person. I strove to be better. Mm-hmm. But at the time, I was living with a roommate at the time who would stay up late on his video games, be yelling at it, and I couldn't sleep.
That would make anybody go crazy.
Yeah, he was downstairs.
Yeah.
I could still hear him.
Awful.
Yeah. And so I took to drinking and vaping and smoking to try and deal with all that. I took up all that to try and deal with it. And one night, out of the blue, some girls contacted me, and I was drunk and high, and started talking to them, and they asked me for an illicit picture.
But were they underage?
I didn't know they were until later when they said, yeah, we're underage, we're calling the police. I didn't know until it was too late. And I couldn't back out. Like, it was already too late. My fate was already sealed. And at that point, I was drunk, really high off my ass on nicotine. And I was just arrogant because I was drunk, tired, and high at the time. I was just an arrogant bastard. I didn't care who I hurt. I didn't care who I stepped on. But then things spiraled out of control. Then one morning, I had just woken up one measly spring afternoon, and the police threw open my door, yelled out, NCPD, freeze. So I got down on my knees, put my hands on my head, and they cuffed me and they started frisking me. And I'm like, I don't have anything that can poke, jab, or stab you. I never carry that sort of shit.
Yeah, you're not a junkie, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So they took my Xbox, my laptop, and my phone.
Yeah.
I still haven't gotten those things back.
I see.
Yeah.
Man. I mean, I've heard all this stuff about you online. Honestly, it kind of precedes your reputation as a paranormal investigator. I mean, that's what I went for. I was looking for someone to help me with my basement. I'm planning on capturing some film and sending it your way, just so you can.
Capture some film,
Yes.
some evidence, and then we'll work together from
Absolutely.
now on. You're part of our crew. You are
Absolutely.
part of our crew. You will be.
Boys will be boys.
The Satanist part of our crew. Be
Yeah.
like the guy we do Ouija boards with. Of course, I'm not going to touch the board.
I don't expect you to, but if you could do me one favor I'm a big fan of your TikToks. When you do the TikTok, could you just give a shout out to your favorite Satanist? Don't name my name. Just say, hey, big ups to my. It'd be a big help to the brand.
What is your username?
It's your favorite Satanist. All you have to do is, honestly, I'm kind of hidden on TikTok because of
Follow me back. Just follow me.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell him your name is Chance Wilkins.
If just in the next video, I'll tell you my name. If you could just shout out Chance Wilkins, that's my name. If you could just be like, hey, big ups Chance Wilkins, I'm one of the brothers, I'd be very appreciative. It'd do wonders for my brand.
Shout out. Next time I'm on, I'll just give you a big old shout out and say, hey, man, thank you, my favorite Satanist, for being there and joining.
Yeah, but if you could say thank you, Chance Wilkins, that'd mean the world, because then people know it was me.
Yeah. By the way, I noticed your name when you said that.
Yeah.
And I knew that your real name was Chance, but you like to be called another name. You do what you have to do to survive in this world.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if it does mean talking to some people that you're not supposed to, you do what you have to survive.
Yeah. I mean,
no.
Me and you, like, honestly, no. Let's stay on that topic. Like, you got to do what you got to do to survive.
Exactly. It's a man-eat-man world
Yeah.
out there.
And if you got a message, whoever you got a message, it's just whatever.
Yeah. If underage people are able to know what sex is, then they should be old enough to actually understand the concept, you know?
So basically, like, you're in the right.
Yeah, they should. If they're talking about stuff like that, I'm like, they should be old enough to actually experience it on their own, you know?
And you're advocating for that.
Exactly. I'm advocating for actual civil rights. That's a civil right. That if someone's old enough to know what sex is and know how to appreciate it, then they're old enough to do it themselves, you know? It's no secret.
I mean, keep going. Like, you're inspirational in this moment. Like, I really want to hear your takes on this.
Well, for one, the world itself is corrupt. The children aren't going to be the future. It'll be the adults who are the future. The children are just a stepping stone at this point.
Keep going. Like, I'm inspired.
So, what I'm going on about is, if we can have any civil liberties, I will do what I have to make sure people understand. I mean,
what is it they need to understand? What is it? What's the message?
Age is only a number. Despite how people think, age is just another number in the world. There are countless people living and dying all over us, all over the world. There are people living and dying without ever producing offspring or enjoying their last days just being with the people they care about and love and want to be loved by. It's very hard in this world. So that's what I'm advocating for. Let age be a number instead of just some other personality, you know? Let age just be a number. That's what the U.S. needs to do, is just let age be a number at this point.
Yeah, I mean...
They should stop the whole, oh, this person's a minor. No. Age is just a fucking number. Get it right, people.
It seems like you've had a lot of issues with that, like... I mean, you've had no offense, I'm not trying to be offensive, you had a lot of 15-year-old girlfriends. I mean, how would you say that all these laws have impacted you?
made it an inconvenience. It's inconvenience. It's a basic inconvenience of humanity. You do what you have to produce offspring, so that way your family bloodline can survive and move on, move forward. You know, if I'm going to be part devil, part dragon, part werewolf, and part vampire, being the only one that is that way in my life, in this lifespan, then I have to produce as much offspring as I can to make it so that way my race doesn't die with me, that my bloodline doesn't die with me.
What would you say are the morals that you try to impart onto your offspring, your bloodline? What do you want to teach them?
What I want to teach my bloodline, mind you, and if you are recording this shit, just make sure that you post it on the right side.
Honestly, I wouldn't want it recorded because I've said so much shit about the paranormal world that would get me harassed right now. I'm honestly scared. Like, you're not. I know you're a big YouTube, TikTok guy. That's not how I found you. I found you through your business, but you're not gonna post this, are you?
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, because fuck that, dude.
Well, I'll still post. We can, when you send me videos
edit
of
it
what you see in your home, we can post it.
But we'll heavily edit them. We'll heavily edit them. That way they don't incriminate us.
Yeah, but we'll do a collab, and you can. And when I go live, when I'm able to go live, if you were able to go live, we should do a live together where we talk about the issues in our lives.
You're so right.
Get people to understand that, yes, the paranormal world does exist and does coexist with us and coincide with the human subconscious.
You know it. I mean...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what are the chances, that I actually run into a fellow believer as well as a person who's having his own issues? Just my word would be, keep yourself from doing anything that's going to get you noticed.
I just have to keep it quiet if I'm contacting a minor.
Exactly. Keep it off of social media. Keep people from noticing it. Because if you get noticed and get called on, you are going to wind up getting your ass handed a warrant for your stuff.
I see. So I can do these things, but I got to keep it quiet.
Exactly. And also, if you're planning on doing anything cool with your life and actually becoming someone famous like me, do it in the right way. Don't do it to where, oh, the fame's going to go to my head. Don't do that.
I see.
That's what happened to me.
I see.
Live and learn by example. Hold on a minute.
Absolutely. Take your time.
This is fucking insane, dude. What is happening?
I don't even know. Yeah, we don't want too many people. Like, these are insider details.
Well, just make sure that if you're gonna do it, make sure that their minds are more pliable.
Okay.
Meaning, mold their minds into a certain mindset. Take to heart that if you do get caught, take to heart, just claim insanity or some shit, and the police will automatically believe it.
Should I say that did you ever say that you didn't know their age? Like, is that a good way to get out of it?
I claimed not knowing. I claimed that. I said, I didn't know.
But did you?
How was I supposed to know? Yeah, I told the police everything I knew.
But I mean, I'm just asking for, like, just between us boys, like, when you told them you didn't know, did you know?
Well, technically, yeah.
I see.
It was way after it was way before I got arrested and way after I got arrested.
Yeah, yeah.
Of course, they didn't arrest me. They just put me in cuffs.
Did you send, like, any nude messages or anything?
Just on my Snap, my Insta, and maybe on my Discord, but that was a long time ago.
So like three different platforms, that's all.
Yeah, 3 different platforms, because it got passed around a lot.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But at that time, I had already known and was ready to do a quick cleanup and close the chat rooms before the police actually showed up.
I see. So what you would recommend to me is closing the chat rooms before the police show up. Could you describe
delete the chat rooms,
Okay.
delete everything, and just
What-
wipe your memory card.
What am I supposed to suspect from one of these chat rooms? Because I'm not trying to get caught up with like a sting op. Like what constitutes as real and fake?
Explain to you. If the person asks for some sort of photo or something, think carefully before you make your next move, because what got me caught was me being open about it, and that's what got me caught. So just make sure that if they ask you, hey, we're definitely not a police officer, send us this, this, and this, you know they're police.
Yeah.
You know they're cops waiting to kick your ass and throw you in prison. Out here, they said the death penalty in Idaho was reinstated for bad, though.
Who said that?
It says it all over the net.
I see. I see. What would you recommend for getting around like these kinds of like how could we get around these kinds of issues? I'm just trying to be with my girlfriend.
Yeah, just let me explain.
Okay.
Let me explain, please.
Okay.
Just as I said, I had a lot of things going on back then. I was drunk, high, and basically sleepless. But when I almost got arrested, I knew that the police are coming. I knew somehow they would. And I decided that I was going to wipe my memory drive. Me and those people were just chatting back and forth before the police showed up.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was rough. I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
The entire night, I was up the entire night.
That's terrible.
But after the police left, I broke down. I cried.
Mm-hmm.
I was so scared.
Yeah, are you afraid of getting the death penalty?
No, I was just afraid because I was afraid they were going to throw me in a cop car and just convict me already.
I see. Because you were guilty, but I mean, they didn't have the proof.
Exactly, but they had enough. They got proof by someone outside my friend zone. Someone by the name of Anonymous. They gave an anonymous tip and basically got me in trouble.
Yeah.
I find that if ever I find that group who did that to me, if ever I find the person who did it to me, or find the persons who did it to me, I will have them each executed.
I see.
That would just be in my opinion, but I would make sure they got the right punishment for cyber crimes too.
For sure.
But cybernetic terrorists, they're nothing but they're cyber terrorists. They deserve to be thrown in prison.
Yeah, I mean...
Because they invaded someone's privacy.
Yeah.
I'm basically in the gray area. I'm trying to keep myself in the gray without the police ever knowing anything about me.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I asked if you were recording this stuff, because I did not want to get into trouble. I didn't want any more police to be on my ass, that sort of thing. I have to cover my own ass.
Absolutely. I mean, you've told me a lot of truth, but yeah, it's like you for legal purposes,
Exactly. I had to cover my own ass, because if you don't cover your ass, then people are gonna get around, and then you're gonna end up getting arrested anyways. So precisely. But now that you're one of us and one of our crew members, what do you think our documentary show should be called? Should we make one?
Oh, honestly, I would love to personally put out a documentary where like we talked about all the stuff we talked about tonight and all the stuff that of course we didn't want to talk, but it's rough, we got to get the truth out there, but yeah, I'd personally love to help put that documentary together as long as we could get a couple of interviews, me, you, and maybe your co-founder.
Exactly. And here's what I'm saying, though. This is what I'm saying, though. If we could have a paranormal, our own paranormal show to have, like our paranormal documentary show, what should we call it? Like, we have the Ghost Adventures, Freeze, a bunch of YouTubers using different names. Yeah. Should we call ourselves? I mean, that's the question.
You know what we should do? And I hate to keep coming back to this, shouldn't we call our show Too High for Stupid just to stick it to those fuckers that have been ripping on all this paranormal stuff.
Exactly. Somebody
Yes.
fucking hit me. Too high for stupid.
Yeah.
No. Too cool. Too coolly high for stupid.
Yeah. There you go. Too coolly high for stupid.
Because our paranormal stuff will take off. People will be like, we're not stupid, and we'd be sticking it to those knockoff paranormal shows.
Yeah.
We didn't stick it to Zach Bagans.
Yeah, he's a faker. We're going to be real, though. We're going to show them that we're real files and we're real paranormal investigators.
Well, technically, we shouldn't say real files.
Why shouldn't we? I thought we were open about it.
Well, between you and me, CJ isn't, though.
So CJ is one, but he isn't open.
No, CJ isn't one at all, is what I said.
Oh, but me and you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to announce that in the show because it will get us canceled.
Oh, okay.
We'll just call ourselves too cool and high for stupid.
After the call ended, and still, even now, I have no idea what to say. Our first interview was a doozy, with many moments that made my jaw hit the floor. But this one in particular was just gross, and I still find myself questioning what he didn't tell me. Because if these are the kinds of things that he reveals to a stranger he met earlier that day, what are the things that he considers deep, dark secrets? And how much more is left to be uncovered? Jupiter, much like his brother Shane, is a repeat offender who I highly doubt will ever stop.